Cross-country skis used to look pretty much all the same. Long, narrow and wooden. Today's skis, however, come in many different styles, specifically designed for many cross-country disciplines: telemark, backcountry, all-terrain, touring and racing. Archaeologists in Scandinavia have uncovered ski artifacts 5,000 years old. These Stone Age skis had enabled people to hunt during the winter. Skiing became so vital a means of transportation that the Vikings worshipped a god and goddess of skiing. 19th century Scandinavian soldiers wore skis in winter warfare. They held races in their spare time, turning cross-country skiing into a popular sport. One way to make cross-country skis is compression moulding, a process that uses heat and pressure to bond the components together. First, a computer-guided blade cuts out what will become the ski's underside, called the gliding surface. It's made of pre-assembled fiberglass laminate and polyethylene thermoplastic, a friction-resistant material. Workers lay it into the bottom half of a mould, then glue on steel edges for grip. This spray makes the adhesive dry faster, so they can apply the principal adhesive, epoxy. A rubber shock absorber goes on the back, followed by a durable plastic reinforcement called the heel piece protector. The ski's wooden core is made of aspen and birch, laminated together. Next comes a sheet of fiberglass, impregnated with epoxy for extra reinforcement. The wood core is now sandwiched between two high-resistant layers. Then for decoration, a plastic film with a silkscreen design. With everything now in the bottom half of the mould, workers can clamp on the top and tape it up to ensure nothing shifts out of place. Then it's into a press that compresses the mould and heats it to 85 degrees Celsius. This activates the epoxy, hardening it in 15 minutes, depending on the thickness of the ski. Now, workers do a rough cut to trim off the excess. Then they sand all the edges until they're smooth. They run just the gliding surface across a grinding stone. This extra step is only for the higher end models. Another way to make cross-country skis is by a process called reaction injection moulding. First, they place the ski's top layer, a fiberglass epoxy sheet, in the mould. Then comes the gliding surface, made of pre-assembled fiberglass laminate and polyethylene with a high-resistant backing. Instead of a wooden core in the middle, this press injects a super-resilient plastic. In just 3 seconds, the injection phase is over and the reaction phase begins. This demonstration shows what happens. First, the plastic inflates. Then it hardens. After 8 minutes, it's hardened enough to come out of the mould. They let the ski cure for up to 8 hours, at which point it's strong enough to support the weight of a skier. So now these 3 components, the top layer, the polyurethane middle, and the gliding surface, are one. Now comes the finishing. First, workers trim and bevel the edges, then sand the gliding surface. Then they carve a groove down its length. This gives the ski directional stability. And all that's left to do now is decorate the skis. First is the background colour in a quick drying solvent-based lacquer. The design is manually applied, one colour at a time, using the silkscreen process. A typical design consists of 5 to 7 colours, including the background. So now the skis look great, it's up to you to look great too. And don't slip head over heels in the snow.